Hello, everyone. I am the sleep storyteller, and I am here to help you today. I know you use this video to fall asleep, so before we begin, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps out a lot. Also, let me know in the comments, where are you from and what time are you listening? Now get comfortable and relax. The sands of Elsewhere whisper with the voices of ancestors, their stories carried by the warm desert winds, shaping the very essence of the Khajiit. Born under the ever-watchful gaze of Joan and Jode, the twin moons, the Khajiit are a people of mystery, deeply woven into the fabric of Nirn's fate. Their origins trace back to a time before the known histories of men and Myr, to an age when the world was young and fluid, shifting like the dunes under the starlit sky. In the oldest Khajiiti tales, it is said that Azura, the Twilight Princess, took the children of Niani and reshaped them, gifting them fur to endure the heat, claws to fend for themselves, and minds as sharp as any blade. But most importantly, she tied their forms to the phases of the moons, so that no two Khajiit were ever truly the same. This sacred bond with the celestial bodies became the foundation of their identity, their power, and their destiny. In the days when the world was still forming, Niani, the mother of all lands, wept for her children as the cruel and unyielding Y'ffre had bound them into static shapes, Myr, men, and beasts, all trapped in their final forms. But Azura, wise and cunning, came to Niani's side and offered her a gift. She would take some of Niani's favored children and shape them anew, not as rigid beings, but as creatures of endless possibility. Thus, she spoke the first words of the moon's blessing, and in that moment, the Khajiit were born. Their shapes were many, dictated by the dance of Joan and Jode, and through them, the people of the sands found their purpose. Some would walk on two legs, resembling men and Myr, while others would remain as great hunting beasts, swift and silent in the wilds. The phases of the moons would determine whether a Khajiit was born as a warrior, a trader, or even a ruler. And thus, their destiny was forever linked to the sky above. Through Azura's blessing, the Khajiit were given knowledge that others could never grasp. They understood the secrets of the moons, the flow of time, and the hidden paths between worlds. It was Azura who first taught them the ways of moon sugar asterisk, a sacred substance that carried echoes of the divine. To the Khajiit, moon sugar was more than a mere indulgence. It was a gift from the gods, a way to see beyond the veil of mortal understanding. Those who consumed it with reverence found visions of their past lives, whispers of the gods, and sometimes even glimpses into the fate of Nirn itself. This sacred connection to moon sugar would shape their society, their trade, and even their conflicts, as outsiders sought to control what they could never truly understand. But Azura's gift came with a price. The Khajiit, blessed as they were, would forever be seen as outsiders by the other races of Nirn. The elves, jealous of their adaptability, called them tricksters and thieves. The men, fearing what they could not control, cast them as savages and beasts. Even among their own, there were divisions, as the many firstocks, ranging from the towering Cathirat to the small and nimble Ulfic, each played different roles in Khajiiti society. Yet, no matter their form, all Khajiit were bound by the same unbreakable truth. They were the children of the moons, the keepers of Azura's wisdom, and the rightful heirs of the sands. The Khajiit, shaped by the ever-changing dance of Joan and Jode, were unlike any other race in Tamriel. Their firstocks, determined at birth by the moon's alignment, dictated their place in the world. Some, like the Asterisk Suth and Sutherat Asterisk, stood on two legs, resembling men, but with feline grace, while others, such as the Asterisk Palmer and Sench Asterisk, moved as great quadrupedal beasts, powerful and swift. Among them were the Asteriskhomes Asterisk, who bore a striking resemblance to elves, often mistaken for Bosmer by outsiders, while the Asterisk Ulfic Asterisk, small and housecat-like, possessed intelligence rivaling the greatest scholars of Tamriel, despite being unable to speak in the common tongue. These firstocks were not a sign of division, but a testament to the Khajiit's divine connection, for they alone among Nirn's children were blessed with such fluidity of form. Yet this very gift made them feared and misunderstood. To the Imperials, the Khajiit were little more than thieves and smugglers, their mastery of stealth and trade seen as trickery rather than skill. The Altmer, believing themselves the purest of Nirn's beings, scoffed at the Khajiit's ever-changing forms, considering them unworthy of true civilization. Even the Bosmer, who shared the forests and a love for the wilds, often viewed them with suspicion. But the Khajiit did not seek the approval of others. They knew that the moons had granted them a wisdom beyond mortal understanding, and so they walked their own path, guided by the whispers of Azura. Their homeland elsewhere was a land of contrasts, as diverse as the Khajiit themselves. In the northern regions, vast grasslands stretched beneath the sun, where the nomadic tribes roamed with their Sench mounts, living in harmony with the land. To the south, the dense jungles thrived, humid and teeming with life, where great cities rose from the foliage, built upon the wealth of moon sugar trade. But despite their rich culture and strong ties to the land, elsewhere was no stranger to strife. For centuries, the Khajiit struggled against external threats, imperial invasions, Bosmeri skirmishes, and Altmeri interference, all seeking to control the region's valuable resources. Yet, the greatest conflict came not from outside, but from within, as the Khajiit themselves were divided between the Asterisk Inquinin and Palatine Asterisk factions. Two ancient rival kingdoms vying for dominance. The division between Aenquina and Palatine stemmed from the very nature of the Khajiit people. The northern Aenquinans, hardened by the deserts and open plains, were fierce warriors, valuing strength, honor, and independence. They lived as nomads, guided by tribal laws and the wisdom of the clan leaders. The southern Palatines, flourishing in the jungles and coastal cities, built grand trade empires, valuing diplomacy, wealth, and refinement. For centuries, these two factions clashed, their rivalry shaping the fate of elsewhere. It was only through the wisdom of the main asterisk, the spiritual leader of the Khajiit, that unity was maintained. For the main alone was seen as the true bridge between all firstocks, chosen by the moons to guide their people. But even the main's influence could not prevent all conflict. The Khajiit, ever attuned to the balance of the moons, knew that darkness lurked alongside the light. While Azura had blessed them with knowledge, another force sought to corrupt them. The trickster's spirit, Nami-Ira, the Queen of Shadows, who whispered temptations to those who strayed from the path of the moons. Those who fell to her influence became the bent cats, outcasts who turned to darker magics and unspeakable rituals. It was said that Nami-Ira's touch could twist a Khajiit's form, cursing them to prowl as mindless beasts, forever severed from their kin. The Khajiit feared Nami-Ira's grasp, but they did not shun the darkness entirely, for they knew that only by understanding shadow could one truly embrace the light. The balance of the moons governed all aspects of Khajiiti life, from birth to death, from the rise of empires to the fall of kings. Those who studied the celestial patterns, known as moon bishops, were among the most revered figures in Khajiiti society, for they interpreted Joan and Jode's will, determining the most auspicious times for trade, travel, and war. Their readings could foretell great prosperity or impending doom, and their wisdom was sought by rulers and merchants alike. But among the most sacred traditions tied to the moons was the choosing of the main asterisk, the singular ruler of all Khajiit. Unlike the leaders of other races, who ascended through bloodlines or conquest, the main was born only when the moons aligned in a rare celestial pattern. His fur was marked with luminous stripes, a sign that he was Azura's chosen, and upon his brow the weight of countless braids was placed, locks of hair gifted by every tribe, symbolizing the unity of the Khajiiti people. Yet, for all their divine favor, the Khajiit were not immune to hardship. Though the twin moons granted them strength, they also determined their fate in the eyes of outsiders. The empire of men, ever seeking to expand its reach, viewed the Khajiit as an unruly people. their fluid nature a threat to the rigid structures of imperial rule. Time and again, the legions marched into elsewhere, seeking to claim its riches, its moon sugar fields, and its invaluable trade routes. The Khajiit resisted fiercely, their warriors striking from the shadows, vanishing into the dunes before imperial steel could touch them. But war was not always fought on the battlefield. Sometimes it was waged in whispers and treaties, in coin exchanged behind closed doors. Some Khajiit, eager for prosperity, welcomed imperial alliances, believing that trade and diplomacy would secure their people's future. Others, fiercely independent, rejected foreign rule, vowing to keep elsewhere free at any cost. Perhaps the greatest betrayal in Khajiiti history came with the rise of the Aldmeri Dominion, the elven empire that sought to bring Tamriel under the rule of the Altmer. When the moons mysteriously vanished from the sky during the Void nights, plunging the Khajiit into fear and despair, it was the Altmer who claimed responsibility for restoring them. In gratitude, the rulers of elsewhere swore loyalty to the Dominion, believing that the High Elves had saved them from cosmic catastrophe. But not all Khajiit accepted this alliance. Many whispered that the Altmer had not saved the moons. They had stolen them, wielding forgotten magics to manipulate the Khajiiti people into servitude. The Dominion's presence grew, its influence sinking deep into the sands of elsewhere, dividing the Khajiit between those who embraced their new masters and those who saw only shackles in their gifts. Despite these trials the Khajiit endured, they were a people of adaptability, of endless resilience, shaped by the ever-turning cycles of Joan and Jode. Where others saw chaos, they saw opportunity. Where others feared change, they embraced it, knowing that nothing in Nirn was truly permanent. Their traders spread across Tamriel, bringing moon sugar and exotic goods to the farthest reaches of the world. Their warriors fought in countless wars, some as mercenaries, others as loyal defenders of their homeland. Their assassins, trained in the secretive arts of the Renrera Kryn struck down tyrants and enemies in the name of freedom. And through it all, the Khajiit never forgot their true nature. They were the children of Azura, the keepers of the sands, and the chosen of the moons. To understand the Khajiit is to understand the essence of change itself. For their people are as fluid as the shifting dunes of elsewhere. Their history is not one of empires carved in stone, nor of unbroken dynasties stretching across the ages, but of cycles, rises and falls, betrayals and reunifications, peace and war, all dictated by the celestial dance of Joan and Jode. Though many see them as wanderers, thieves, or mercenaries, the truth is far deeper, woven into the very fabric of Tamriel's history. No kingdom, no empire, No war has ever been untouched by the quiet influence of the Khajiit, whether through trade, subterfuge, or the unseen guidance of the Main. At the heart of Khajiiti culture is the sacred asterisk moon sugar asterisk, a shimmering crystalline substance said to be the crystallized light of Joan and Jode themselves. To outsiders, it is a mere narcotic, an exotic luxury that fetches high prices among the nobility of Tamriel. To the Khajiit, however, it is a sacrament, a gift from Azura that opens the mind to divine truths. It is woven into their food, their drink, their rituals. It is the lifeblood of their economy, cultivated in the fertile fields of southern Elsewhere, traded across the land by caravans that stretch from Senchal to the imperial city. But where moon sugar flourishes, so too does corruption, for it is also the foundation of asterisk skooma asterisk, a refined and highly addictive elixir that enslaves minds and souls alike. While moon sugar is a blessing, skooma is a curse, and those who fall to its influence, whether Khajiit or outsider, often find themselves lost to its grip, their lives consumed in desperate hunger for another taste of oblivion. This conflict between blessing and curse, between prosperity and decay, has long haunted the Khajiit. Though they are masters of trade, controlling vast networks that span the continent, they are also victims of exploitation. The very empires that covet their goods seek to chain them, to control the flow of moon sugar and bend it to their will. The Imperials, the Altmer, even the Dunmer slavers of Morrowind, all have sought to use the Khajiit for their own ends, to turn them into pawns in the endless game of Tamrielic power. Yet the Khajiit are not so easily tamed. For every merchant bound in chains, a dozen more slip through the cracks, bringing wealth and knowledge to their people. For every kingdom that seeks to claim Elsewhere as its own, there are those who fight in the shadows, striking back in ways unseen. Nowhere is this defiance more evident than in the ranks of the asterisk Renrera, Kryn, asterisk, the hidden warriors of Elsewhere who reject all forms of foreign rule. Their name means the playful sand, but their purpose is deadly serious: to keep Elsewhere free, no matter the cost. To some, they are liberators, heroes who strike against the Dominion and the Empire alike. To others, they are outlaws, smugglers, and assassins who bring only chaos. But to the Khajiit, who still dream of a truly free Elsewhere, they are a symbol of resistance, proof that the spirit of the sands cannot be broken. Yet even among their own kind, the Khajiit are divided. The influence of the Aldmeri Dominion runs deep, and many within the noble houses of Palatine see their alliance with the High Elves as the only path to survival. The once unified rule of the Main has weakened, its authority fractured by years of war and political intrigue. Some whisper that the next Main will never come, that the moons will never again align to bring forth a true leader of the Khajiit. Others believe that the time of the Main has simply passed and that a new age must rise, one where the Khajiit forge their own destiny, no longer bound by the ancient traditions of their ancestors. The Khajiit have always lived between two worlds, caught in the delicate balance of fate and free will, of loyalty and rebellion, of the past and the future. To walk the sands of elsewhere is to hear the echoes of countless generations, each one shaped by the pull of Joan and Jode, each one striving to carve its own path while bound to the celestial cycle that defines their people. It is this paradox that has made them both resilient and vulnerable. A people who thrive in adversity, yet remain at the mercy of forces beyond their control. Their legends speak of past glories, of great Khajiiti warriors who rose to defy the empires of men and Myr, of Main rulers who united the tribes under a single banner, of wise moon bishops who guided their people through the darkest of times. But they also speak of betrayals, of divisions sown by greed and ambition, of golden promises that turned to shackles, of the endless struggle to remain free in a world that seeks to control them. Nowhere is this struggle more evident than in the great cities of elsewhere, where the past and present collide in a chaotic dance of culture and conflict. Torval ***, the sacred city of the Main, stands as a beacon of Khajiiti tradition, its golden domes gleaming beneath the twin moons, its streets filled with the scent of moon sugar and incense. Here, the elders still teach the old ways, still sing the songs of Azura beneath the starry sky, still weave the sacred tapestries that tell the story of their people. But beyond its sacred walls, the cities of Palatine paint a different picture. Essential, a city of trade and intrigue, where merchants haggle over exotic goods by day and crime syndicates rule the alleys by night. Rimmon ***, where imperial influence lingers like a specter, its nobles draped in foreign silks, its palaces filled with whispers of secret allegiances. In the north, the rugged cities of Inquina stand defiant, their people hardened by the desert winds, their warriors trained in the ancient arts of survival, ever wary of the encroaching dominion. Yet for all their differences, the Khajiit remain bound by something deeper than politics, deeper than war. They share a connection that cannot be severed, a connection to the land, to the moons, to the stories passed down through countless generations. The young cubs still gather around their elders to hear the tales of ***, the trickster thief ***, who stole the secret of speed from the wind itself, of Maringidu ***, the warrior who battled the bent cats of Namiera and emerged victorious, of ***, Drazir ***, humble wanderer who outwitted the cruel kings of men and Myr alike. These stories remind them of who they are, of what they have endured, of the unbreakable spirit that has carried them through the ages. But the sands of elsewhere are shifting once more. The power of the main wanes, and new forces rise to take its place. The Aldmeri Dominion tightens its grip, its envoys whispering promises of prosperity, while its armies stand poised to crush any who resist. The Empire, though weakened, still watches, waiting for the moment to reclaim what was once theirs. And in the shadows, the Renrera Kryn gather, their daggers sharp, their voices calling for rebellion. The Khajiit stand at a crossroads, as they have many times before, their future uncertain, their fate unwritten. Yet, if there is one truth that has endured throughout their history, it is this: the Khajiit do not break. They adapt, they endure, and when the moment is right, they strike. The Khajiit have always known that the sands of elsewhere are ever-changing, that the rise and fall of empires is but another turn in the great cycle of the moons. Yet, for all their wisdom, even they cannot always predict which way the winds will blow. With the Aldmeri Dominion's influence stretching deeper into their homeland, and the Empire's shadow still lingering over Rimmon and the northern provinces, the Khajiiti people find themselves standing upon the edge of destiny. To some, submission is the only path to survival. Alliances with the High Elves bring wealth and stability, a chance to thrive under the protection of an empire that claims to understand them. To others, this is but another form of enslavement, a golden leash wrapped around their necks, tightening with each passing year. The Renrera Kryn whisper of rebellion, of driving out all foreign rulers and restoring elsewhere to its rightful freedom. But even among the rebels, there are divisions. Some seek to unify under the banner of a new main, while others believe that the time of a singular ruler has passed. For the first time in centuries, the Khajiit find themselves without a true main to guide them. The last recognized main vanished under mysterious circumstances, and though many claim to be his rightful successor, none bear the sacred lunar markings that would prove Azura's favor. Without a main, the unity of elsewhere falters. The desert tribes of Inquina grow restless, their warriors sharpening their claws for battle, while the merchant lords of Palatine count their wealth, weighing profit against principle. The priesthoods of the moon bishops argue over prophecies, debating whether a new main will ever come, or if the old ways have been lost forever. In the streets of Sensual, whispers spread of dark omens, Joan and Jode flickering in the night sky, strange shapes moving in the desert, shadows deeper than darkness itself creeping through the jungle. Among these whispers is the name of Namiera, the great darkness, the bent cat who waits beyond the veil of twilight. The Khajiit do not fear death as other races do, for they know that Azura will guide their souls along the hidden paths to the next life. But those who stray from her light, who fall to despair and corruption, may find themselves lost to the void, claimed by Nami'ira's hunger. The elders say that when a mane is absent for too long, the veil between Nirn and the dark behind the world begins to thin, and the bent cats grow bolder. Strange disappearances, unnatural sicknesses, whispers in the night, signs that the balance is shifting, that something stirs in the forgotten places of the world. The wise heed these warnings, but others dismiss them as mere superstition, choosing instead to focus on the more immediate struggles of politics and war. Yet, for all the uncertainty, one truth remains unshaken. The Khajiit will endure, as they always have. The young still dance beneath the moonlight, their songs filling the night air with laughter and mischief. The traders still weave their way through the provinces, bringing the sweet scent of moon sugar to distant lands. The warriors still sharpen their claws, their eyes ever watchful, ready for the next battle. The Khajiit have survived the rise and fall of empires, the shifting of rulers, the betrayals of allies and enemies alike. They do not fear change, for they were born from it. And when the moment comes, when the moons align once more, they will be ready to reclaim their place beneath the endless sky. The Khajiit are a people of patience, but patience is not passivity. They wait, they watch, they listen to the winds that shift the dunes and the whispers that travel through the night. They have seen the Dominion tighten its grip, its golden banners casting long shadows over Senchal and Torval, its envoys speaking of unity, while its soldiers occupy their cities. They have seen the Empire struggle to reclaim its former glory, its legions withdrawing, but its influence still poisoning the noble courts of Rimmon. They have seen their own leaders falter, divided by ambition and tradition, uncertain of which path to take. But the Khajiit do not despair. They know that nothing in this world is permanent, not empires, not alliances, not even the stars above. The moons always return, and so too will the strength of elsewhere. The desert nomads of Anquina sharpen their spears, preparing for war. The jungle lords of Palatine count their wealth, securing alliances in the shadows. The Renrera Kryn move through the streets like ghosts, striking where the Dominion least expects. Some say the next Maine will never come, that the age of a single ruler is over, that elsewhere must find a new way forward. Others wait for the moons to give them a sign, to reveal the one who will unite them once more. But while the Khajiit disagree on many things, they share a single, unbreakable truth. They are not slaves. Not to the Dominion, not to the Empire, not to the will of outsiders who do not understand the ways of the sands. The merchants continue their trade, bringing moon sugar and exotic goods to the farthest reaches of Tamriel. The warriors remain ever watchful, their claws sharp, their senses keen. The priests still sing the hymns of Azura, whispering her name beneath the twin moons, seeking her guidance in uncertain times. And in the deep places where the light does not reach, where the bent cats of Namiera lurk in the shadows, there are those who stand guard, ensuring that the darkness does not consume their people. The Khajiit do not fear the turning of the world. They have seen it before, and they will see it again. They are the children of the moons, the wanderers of the sands, the tricksters and the warriors, the thieves and the kings. Empires will rise and fall, but the Khajiit will remain, ever adaptable, ever enduring. And when the time comes, when Joan and Jode shine brightest in the sky, they will know that their moment has arrived. The twin moons of Joan and Jode hang high above elsewhere, casting their silver glow upon the endless sands, upon the jungles that breathe with ancient life, upon the cities where merchants and warriors alike move through the streets, each one carrying the stories of their ancestors. The Khajiit have always known that change is inevitable, that no empire lasts forever, that no ruler can hold the winds in their grasp. They have watched as the Dominion's influence has grown, as the empire has weakened, as the tribes and cities of elsewhere struggle to find their place in an uncertain world. Yet through it all, they have never lost themselves. They are not merely subjects of an empire or pawns in the games of men, and they are Khajiit, and that is enough. The Renrera Kryn whisper of rebellion, their blades hidden but ready. The noble houses of Palatine weave their schemes, securing power in ways unseen. The desert clans of Anquina prepare for war, for they know that the future of elsewhere will not be given, it must be taken. And yet, even in these times of uncertainty, the spirit of the Khajiit remains unbroken. In the marketplaces, the scent of moon sugar still lingers, a reminder of Azura's blessing. In the temples, the priests still sing the old songs, their voices rising to the sky in praise of the moons. In the shadows, the tricksters and thieves still move unseen, their laughter echoing through the alleys as they outwit those who would seek to control them. There are those who believe that the next Main will never come, that the time of prophecy has passed. Others wait for the moons to reveal the truth, for Joan and Jode have never failed them before. But whether a new Main rises or not, the Khajiit will endure. They will trade, they will fight, they will adapt, as they always have. The sands shift, the empires rise and fall, but the children of Azura remain, ever watchful, ever waiting for the moment when the moons align in their favor once more. For as long as the moons shine, the Khajiit will walk the sands of elsewhere, their tails high, their hearts unbowed. They are not slaves, not servants, not mere pieces in the great game of Tamriel. They are Khajiit, and they will never be broken.